Okay, so I know that not everyone has ceiling clearance to be able to do Suburi. I'm quite lucky because I can clear my ceiling with inches to spare. And I know not everyone can do that, so I thought I'd come up with a short sort of routine that you can do daily, just to sort of keep up with your kendo training. It's not that hard. It'll take maybe max 20 minutes, probably 10 to 15. And it just involves exercises which you can do at home if you don't have the space to do full Suburi. Just a disclaimer, these will be sort of kendo focused exercises as opposed to general fitness. If you have your own routines that you're doing daily or every second day, do keep that up because it's very important to keep up your strength and stamina. But these will be specifically kendo exercises. I will put the full routine in the description, but please do watch at least once so you can make sure that you're doing the things the right way and you can get explanations for why I've decided to put these exercises in. So I won't be doing them along with, I'll just be demonstrating them and then I'll put the full thing in the description. So the first thing that we can do is a lunge jogeburi. So it's not really a lunge, but a lunge hold. This is because at the top of your lunge, you're still going to be doing basically a full swing. So if you don't have the space for that, you can go into a lunge hold. So just try and get a 90-degree angle. And what you want to do is you want to do 15 on each side. So you do 1 coming down to here, 2, 3, etc. And then you switch sides, making sure you keep that nice 90-degree angle. And this time you want to do it on this side. The important thing, as with all jogeburi, is that as you bring it down, you're not forcing the shinai down. You just want it to come naturally to a full extension. Slightly angled down, not quite falling to the ground. Just sort of at a 45-degree angle from parallel. And you just let it drop. Almost as if you're letting the shinai just fall and you're just catching it at the last second. So you can do 30 of those, 15 on each side, remembering to swap legs on each between sets. The next thing you can do is seiza naname suburi. So this one is like suburi, but it's naname, so you're cutting diagonally. Again, if you don't have ceiling clearance, you just go into seiza with your back straight and chest up. And you want to bring it over your head. And as you cut, so you want it to be, first of all, vertically up when you bring it over your head. So you're not preparing to cut by going here or here. You want to go up, and then same thing, you let it drop. I'm gonna push you guys back a little bit so there's a bit of space. Sorry about that. It's all right. You want to go up, and as you come down, you tilt and you swing down and bring it center. Yeah. The idea is that if this was a real sword, the string would represent the back, and you'd want the string to be kind of in the direction you're traveling from. So if you're traveling from this side, you want the string to be on the upper end edge of your sword as you swing down. So up, down, up, down, up, down. I'm sure your buddies will have explained that to you, or Tom will have explained that to you at some point. And you can do 30 of those, so 15 each side. The next thing you can do is, if you don't have the ceiling clearance for it, and I will be posting a routine you can do if you do have ceiling clearance and space. So it's sort of kendo lunges. So in kendo, we don't launch forward in a lunge. Rather, we launch forward with a full extension of our left leg. So out, as opposed to down, we go forward. So what you can do here is no shinai lunges, kendo style, and you can do. I would just say do 20 on one side. If you want general proper exercise, you want to do both sides. In kendo, generally we are launching off with the left leg, so like that. To do this one, simply stand in kamae, and you extend your left leg. That's it. You can extend further and go lower with your right leg. But the idea is you want to keep that left leg as straight and as tense as possible. So you're resting in kamae, and then you explode out, explode out, explode out. Yeah? So I would say do 20 of those. The next thing we can do is, so if anyone here does weightlifting, it's kind of like an overhead press in that we're sitting in seiza. You can take your shinai, you can do it with the shinai or without, and you sit in seiza, and all you do is go up, right? So if you're overhead pressing, you would be here, using your back and chest muscles, you push up, like that. Kind of similar, except we're holding a shinai, so we're here, and all we do is go up, yeah? So I emphasize this because when we swing a shinai, it is inefficient to pull it back over your head, to pull it back like this, because then you have more energy and time you need to travel the full swing distance. So what we want to do is just want to practice this 20 times. You just starting kamae, and you go up, quick as possible, as if you're punching the sky. Yeah, and you can do that 20 times, and that leads into the next set, which is sitting in seiza, men, kote, and do 10 times. You incorporate that kind of overhead press idea in that you push up, push out, yeah? Making sure that you end with the tip of your sword almost in the center of your vision. Push up, then out. Up, out, up, out, yeah? And things to focus on here would be not letting your right arm do the work. So it's not your left hand isn't just a hinge, right? It's not just a hinge, and then you're not using your right hand to push it down. It's more like your right hand is loose and letting it just sit on the handle. You go up, and the left hand, as the left hand pulls it down, your right hand is just guiding it. Yeah? Because you'll find that as you progress, doing this kind of motion with your right hand starts to get very tiring and tenses up your body so that you can't get a full extension with your cut. And if you're not getting a full extension with your cut, you're sacrificing precious distance between you and your opponent. So you really want a nice full extension. Trying to get, this is how I cut. Different senseis will say different things, but how I cut is I try and get my left fist as close to my right forearm as possible. And this takes a bit of practice because in kendo, you will find that getting that initial sort of full extension with your swing is going to be difficult at the start because you end up doing something like this, locking out here. And a good way to fix that is to make sure that you're holding the shinai properly. Your wrists aren't made to extend, aren't made to flex like this, yeah? They're made to flex like this, yeah? That's how you get the full extension with your wrist. So if you're holding it like a baseball bat, then you're not going to be able to get that full extension here, whereas if it's nice and sort of in line with your joints and your arm, you'll be able to get a nice flexion there. Okay, so we'll do 10 kote, 10 men, 10 kote, 10 do, just sitting in seiza. Next thing you can do is it's an isometric exercise, so it's working your core and your thighs, and it's helping you improve your stability. So it's matawari, so a sumo squat, if you've ever seen sumo wrestlers. So you want to hold that sumo squat, yeah, kind of keeping your back neutral so you don't damage your spine, keeping your weight sort of in a nice line. You can see how it's a zigzag, meaning my weight is distributed evenly across the width of my body. And you just want to, if you don't have space, you can just pretend you have a shinai, and you just do as many as you can. Do maybe 10, 20, 30. It really is up to you, because this is one of those exercises where the longer you can hold that position and maintain stability with the shinai, the more you'll get out of it. But it really is down to your individual level of strength and existing fitness. So we'll have 2 more exercises. It's already getting to past the 10-minute mark. So the next thing you can do, again, if you don't have space, just pretend you have a shinai, is a sonkyo hayasuburi. You can do 30 of these, and it's pretty simple. You just go into sonkyo. So it's not quite a squat, You have your heels together, your knees pointing out. If your knees are pointing in, you're gonna potentially put a lot of strain on them and damage them. And as if you don't have a shinai, just pretend. And as you swing forward, you pop up. So you want to be very careful with this one, because it can potentially injure your knees and your ankles. The best way to prevent injury is to land lightly. Yeah? And what that means is that you're not just landing and hitting everything. You want to be able to jump up, pop, back, up, down. And you can do this without swinging your arms. You can just practice sitting in sonkyo. Just pop up, down. And you want to keep tension in your thighs here, because if you don't have tension in your thighs, you're catching your weight as you come down in your knees. So do 30 of those, or again, with any of these exercises, do as many as you can. And you repeat the whole routine maybe once, twice, 3 times a day if you want. It's up to you and how much time you have on your hands. And the last thing we're going to do is 20 one-handed men. So it's just quite simple. Always a good exercise, one-handed suburi. A good way to build that wrist, forearm strength. Sitting in seiza, you can either bring your hands up with 2 hands or 1 hand. Just sitting in a nice seiza position. And the important thing to notice here is that you're not flaring out your elbow like this, but you're also not keeping it super center. Rather, you just want it to be in a nice, relaxed half moon shape. And again, with the cut, as you bring it forward, you want it to be ending up around head height. Your back is straight, your neck is in line with your spine. And up, out, up, out, up, out. So I think a quite common beginner's mistake with this one is you start to force the shinai down because you're using one arm, so you think that you need to apply more strength to it. The same concept as the jogeburi, really. The only strength you're applying is outwards that way, and you're letting your forearm and your wrist catch the shinai at its apex, at its end point, yeah? Again, do this one as many times as you are comfortable with it, because it can be quite difficult on your joints, especially your wrists and elbows, and a lot a lot of experienced kendoka eventually develop tennis elbow. So be careful with that one, but it is a good one for where you don't have space and you still want to build that sort of that forearm strength. Anyway, again, I'll put everything in the description, and I will hopefully maybe tomorrow post a video for people who do have space to do full range of Suburi. That should include some exercises maybe you're not familiar with, that kind of build in general fitness ideologies and theories. But yeah, until then, have a good one.